It used to be the case that the humble coffee shop with its free Wi-Fi and endless supply of caffeine was the only workplace an ambitious entrepreneur needed to get that next big idea off the ground. But today's founders in London are looking for something a little more stimulating. There are an estimated 3,000 coffee shops in London today. But why have Starbucks when you can make your business address a World War I decoy battleship? Quad, a digital marketing business, moved to the lower deck of HMS President on the River Thames in central London 4 years ago, when its founders needed to find cheap space quickly. Although one member of staff has had to quit because of seasickness, HMS President is a lot cheaper than a refurbished warehouse in the more trendy parts of London. It's also a talking point.
I mean, I'd say the number one advantage is from a branding perspective, in that when I meet a lot of people to do with business, I can mention the company name and they might not know that. But when I say, oh yeah, we're the guys who work on the boat, there's always a recognition there, and they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of you guys. So I think from that perspective, it's very useful for our business.
Another startup that's stowed aboard HMS President is Associated Intelligence, a digital design company.
We build 007.com for Eon Productions, and I think the office does feel a bit Bond-esque. You know, you kind of walk down the stairs, you know, along the corridor and into a kind of office with kind of portholes for windows. I think it feels kind of quite special.
It's not just battleships that are offering up space. Reorganisation at the BBC has seen the public sector broadcaster move out of its iconic headquarters in West London. But the media giant's loss has been the startup community's gain, as young media companies have been encouraged to fill the offices where television producers once sat. Flooved provides a service to university students looking to access their textbooks, lecture notes and exam papers online.
Well, straight up on just the office rental and rates and everything else, we're probably making a saving of about $3,000 a month. And then never mind the fact that we've got coffees and all the sundries, etc. And one of the great things that we found is that staff, we have a lot of developers here, and they really love coming to work for the BBC, because they're within the BBC building, because it's a nice building, it's a nice environment, and frankly, it's a lot more pleasant than some other tech startups' office accommodation. The whole sort of Shoreditch, the sort of tech city, it's a little bit of a myth. When we first started the company, Nicholas and myself, we were based in Shoreditch at the very beginning, and actually we never had any. We had one meeting there. VCs, people, our clients, people we do deals with, they're all based all over London, or all over the country, or frankly all over the world. We've got the central line 100 metres away. That gets us to anywhere we need to be.
Lens Store, an online contact lens retailer, has been based in a business park in South London since it was launched in 2008. The company has taken a different approach to creating interesting budget office space. It's expanded into a second-hand portakabin and transformed the interior into what the founders jokingly refer to as their own Downton Abbey.
We chose this location because it's actually quite difficult in central London to, one, pay rent because it's extremely expensive, and for good reason, but two, actually find office space which is connected to distribution centre space. We wanted to keep both parts of the business together so we could offer our customers the best possible service, and that's why we chose the outskirts of London.
Companies like Lens Store show that you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a pretty impressive workspace. The only trouble is you might have to go a bit further to get a decent cup of coffee. Jonathan Moules, Financial Times, London.